In this video we're going to talk about the best approach to learn a language. No meanderings, just the facts. I'll explain it in an almost robotic way. So the answer to the best approach to learn a language is a combination of three factors: price, time, priorities. You want the best priorities for the best price within the best time frame, and we'll talk about all three factors individually so that you understand how a course creator, myself, a language business owner and a university qualified language teacher sees this. The first thing you notice is that I'm not talking about university research, language levels or popular beliefs in any way, such as go to the country, speak every day and it will fall into place. I'm also not talking about industry standards such as A1, B2 and all that. Why? Because that's not a strategy, that's not a battle plan, it isn't quantifiable. Reaching a language level is an abstract wish that's the bread and butter of many language schools. Professors invent learning theories all the time, and it doesn't matter what the university laboratory says. We want a plan that works in reality within a time frame at a certain price. All three elements must function together. You can't separate them. You can't say, I have the cheapest classes on earth, but I don't know how long it's going to take or even what the priorities of the learning program are. They always function together. Let's start with time. You want to learn a new language within a time frame. What's the time frame in which I will learn most of the parts that matter of that language? But watch out, I said that the three parts function together. If your course is a semester in length and the priorities of the program are wrong, or you've not properly looked into the priorities of that program, your battle plan is not well thought out. Number two, price. People always misunderstand that price functions hand in hand with the other two variables. If you have a free app or tutor who works for $8 an hour and you don't know what the priorities of the program are or how long it's going to take, well, your cheap price is much more expensive than you might think. Without being unnecessarily grim, how long does a person live for on average? Do you have enough time that you can give away months or years accomplishing nothing that you can exactly define in your language course, when you can probably have paid more money, get it done within a year or two for a much better learning strategy? Again, you always want that best combination, the best price for the best time frame with the best strategic learning priorities. Number three, let's talk about priorities. What are priorities? Well, learning priorities are the way the curriculum is organized and taught for you to have the best results. And let's be clear, no battle plan is ever perfect. It's always weighing one priority against another. For example, a local language school might decide that the first two classes are used for a combination of light amusement and reading a page from a storybook. Okay, that's a choice. The question is, what's the benefit for you as a learner? Another example, pronunciation. How important should it be? How early is it introduced in the program? How should it be taught? Should it take into account your native language? What level of perfection are we aiming for? Let's look at a typical language school. This rectangle is what most learners see. It's a simple shape, it's a language school that you can trust. But with my professional eye, I rather see this. Each black dot represents a little variable. For example, one dot might be the tutor you get. The tutor you've been assigned makes up the language school. It's part of the language school, that tutor you get. It's just one variable among many. But this single tutor is also made up of variables. How much experience do they have? Do they have a stable contract, or is it on and off subcontracting? How much do they even care about the language school they work for? It's a real thing, by the way. How much do they know your native language? How much freedom are they given to create their own learning program, or does the language school tell them what to teach? Do they just improvise at every class? Are they rather better at explaining, strategizing, or are they better at creating a fun atmosphere in the classroom? We see that there are many variables within the variable, and that's without even trying. I could easily come up with 300 variables within one single language school. Again, price, time, priorities. What are the priorities of the program, for what price, and how long will it take? And to finish this video, we have to say also that the status of good at a language, quote unquote, is also a decision. It's a definition. Right? It's not one universal thing. So to some people, being good at a language means being able to speak very quickly, but only knowing two tenses. For others, such as myself, it's all about knowing all the tenses, all the complexity of French, speaking slowly at first, and accelerate this ability later. So it's always a decision and a strategy. And that's in the best of cases, when your language provider has even given thought to these three elements, which is far from true. Most teachers or tutors have never thought of what I'm talking about. They usually charge a price, one variable out of the three, and they teach in the now, with no eye onto the future. So they've never thought about how they define knowing a language. Like, what does it mean to them? Or to me, how do I define knowing a language? I have my definition, and I've made a strategic decision within the whole of French, knowing that no learning plan will ever be perfect. According to my own priorities as a professional, I've designed the most effective learning plan for French according to a certain time frame and a certain price. So we always combine three things when we know what we're doing, at least. I hope this video was useful. My name is Chris. Try your first 10 classes for free at wecommunicate.com. You'll see if you like it, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching.